Hey guys and girls, Bored now back with you, and on this video I return to the X-Files. So this is episode 23 of the first season. It is called Ronald, and there will be some spoilers from the start of this review, just a warning of that. So almost at the end of the first season now. And this episode, first of all, I'll just say that it scored a 12.5 rating, roughly, according to Nelson. And the premise of it is that it opens in this science lab, and you've got these three scientists all conducting this experiment, and there's sort of this debate between them about how they should proceed and if it's a good idea to proceed at all. One of them's left alone conducting experiments with just like the sort of janitor cleaner left there, and the janitor happens to be the Ronald of the title, who's mentally handicapped. He has autism, to be exact. And what happens is the door gets shut on the scientist, and he essentially gets blown to his death. There's this big fan, and it turns out the door can only be operated from the computer, and we see Ronald at the computer, and the scientist is like screaming at him, open the door, shut off the fan, and he doesn't. Obviously he ends up dying. And Mulder, when Mulder and Scully are called in, he noticed like the whiteboard in the room, and that there's like these complex mathematical equations that they were working on, but then they've been altered, that there's a different set of handwriting to go along with the handwriting that was already there, and this puts Ronald in the frame. Mulder matches this up, and Ronald was the only other person present, but the scientists that remain sort of dismiss it. It can't be Ronald for obvious sort of reasons. This idea of, well, he has autism, so he's very much innocent, so suspicion from their point of view can't be. But another scientist die, and the suspicion sort of rises, and Mulder and Scully investigate, and Mulder's theory is that Ronald is carrying on the work from the original scientist who started the project up years ago and who mysteriously died in a car crash, which seemed to be questionable circumstances. And it's Mulder's belief that Ronald is carrying on his work, and as the plot gets further in, we find out more potential reasons why Ronald could be doing this, including like a blood link, and that's the main setup. So one thing the episode does, which I think it does pretty well, is that it does get into like the condition of autism and like Ronald's experience. First thing to say, the actor who's playing Ronald does a really great job. He's so convincing in it. Brings just a real like nuance and layered performance portrayal of someone with autism. He really gets. I think crucially, alongside just getting the sense of anxiety and the condition and the physical like mannerisms, he also just feels like a very like grounded, layered like person outside of that. So it's not like he's just defined by his condition. It's not like he's just, sort of like sort of then that's all he is, sort of thing. It's a really good performance. You feel a lot of sympathy for him, but also it shows how unique he is as a person, and how obviously brilliant autism people who suffer from that can be, because it doesn't have to be something that restricts you. It's just makes you different, sort of thing. One scene I do like, which demonstrates that quite well, is that when they first meet Ronald, he's like playing with stars and that, and sticking stars on things, and they talk, because him and his girlfriend Tracy, who also suffers from autism, are staying in this home, and they sort of award them stars, if they do like good work. And there's this clever bit where Ronald says how many stars is on Scully's like blouse, because she's got stars on her top, and he says how many, and that's just an insight into kind of the unique nature of autism. And yeah, that's a really good scene to set up some of this stuff. And Mulder and Scully sort of debate this, because Mulder is all for believing that, because Scully naturally jumps to, well, someone with that sort of mental health condition wouldn't have the capacity to know these like complex mathematical equations. And Mulder kind of says, well, no, it's actually true that certain sort of kinds of autism, you can have these like specialized sort of knowledge. And it's a whole debate, and I think they deal with it really well on the whole. And I think like Ronald, that actor, does an amazing job. He's one of these actors, sort of character type actor, that's popped up a lot over there, but probably he is the standout from the episode. I'm not sure the episode on its own is that great. I think it's quite an interesting mystery, quite intriguing, but I think also there's sort of clunky sort of moments of dialogue. I think there are, as you get like bigger reveals, I think some of those reveals feel a bit sort of monologuing, I should say, if I can get the word out. Like when it's revealed that this other scientist is almost like the villain of the piece, sort of thing. I think there's a scene with him and Ronald where it is a bit, yeah, he's sort of explaining the plot, and it's a little bit on the nose, and that scene is kind of a bit cheesy. And there's just a few scenes I think that feel a bit televisual and a bit of the time, almost something which maybe dates the show or this episode a little bit. So you get some black and white flashback scenes which feel very outdated watching them now, and kind of take you out of the drama, because there are obviously other moments that are really intriguing and intense. So I think once you get into the weeds with the plot, then maybe it doesn't feel as unique as it started off feeling. There are some cliches in there. I think there's a little bit of melodrama with Ronald and Tracy, like a bit of a romance there, and well, just some stuff in that happened. There's like one scene in particular that's a little bit like over the top and in your face. So there's definitely weaknesses. It's another solid episode overall. I think I sort of feel similar to how I did with Born Again. The as I said, the guest star playing Ronald, his performance definitely elevates it, and there's some nice touches. So overall, I guess I'm landing on about a 6 out of 10 again. I'll go roughly in that sort of ballpark for this one. So that's Ronald. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How did you like the episode? Would you say it's sort of up there with some of the better episodes of the season? And how did you feel overall it dealt with like autism? That might be something interesting to hear. So that's Ronald for this week, and I have one more left for the season. Next week's big finale, which is probably one of the biggest episodes of the X-Files ever, and just this big calling card for the show that sort of redefines what the show is going to become over the next few seasons. So I'm really excited to be reviewing that next week. And actually, I'm about to finish this review and do a live stream of it. I will be live streaming the episode, which is really cool as well. So yeah, look out for that. Look out for more stuff. Like and subscribe, all that. You can also share me out on social media. That really helps a lot. But thanks for listening, guys. See you again soon. Goodbye.